all of your hate that you're reflecting to all of these people now, or to me, it also says something about yourself. And you also have to acknowledge the fact that that is also putting a bad influence on people.
Hello, Janey, and welcome to the Drag Race Yearbook.
Thank you for having me.
As it's your first time here, let me explain how this works, baby. We're going to have a kiki. We're going to talk about your time on UK versus the world. And we're going to be asking you all the juicy yearbook categories, and you're going to have to nominate your fellow queens. But the only rule is you can't nominate yourself.
Okay.
Got it? Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Category is biggest drama queens.
I mean, I can name two queens who are being drama queens, but I would give it to Jimbo because he had like a little bit of drama around the musical with his neck, so that was like that really constructed him. So that for letting it come to you and being constructive, that would be maybe a little bit of a drama queen. But I would say it because he was hard for him to deal with his choices and be like really upfront about it. When he was choosing lipsticks, like but also in a funny way. He was a drama queen, but on the runway when he wouldn't win, he would be really, really funny with his devastating attitude, and it's just so it's not just a bad thing, but it's also in a funny way. But she really knows how to play up the drama, girl. Yeah.
Listen, it wouldn't be Jimbo. She didn't know how to play up the drama, baby.
Right, there we go. That's why I love it.
Now, before we get into this week's episode, we have to talk about Angina's very dramatic elimination last week. What was that like watching it in real life, in real time?
I think it was just as emotional watching it as being there. It was, I think that it got so real because the strongest girl just got eliminated. So it gets so real so quick, and you're like, this is really happening. And then at the same time, we were like, oh, baby, do an exit line, take that moment because it's so important. And then we just knew she was so devastated, and we had to wait for her to be far enough away from the microphones with her crying that we could actually continue shooting. And then watching it back, it was a little bit of a shady edit, I have to say. It was a little, it was a little under Rue saying whatever. But I think that she picked it up so gracefully, and it's hard to deal with these things if you want to make people so proud,
Absolutely. It's tough. It's a tough game. It's a tough call. Do you think Blue made the right decision?
I do think Blue, if in her decision, the way she wanted to play the game, she made the best decision she could make. And I think it was really powerful as well in this week's episode where you see Rue and Michelle saying, we appreciate you for making that decision. And it's not just them being like, oh, we're the neutral, we're Switzerland, and it's just, we're just right in the middle of everything. No, they said that if you really want to win, you have to be cutthroat. That's just what it is. Absolutely.
And well, you sent Cheryl home earlier in the season, and you saved Juju, and there was like a little bit of flack and this, that, the fans doing the most as they always do. Were you ever tempted to get rid of Juju?
Well, I picked her lipstick the week after. So I was like, I would have sent every bitch home one by one. That was not the problem. I think for me, it's like because I was so new to the group as well, with my season being so fresh before that, there wasn't a lot of moments for me being like, oh, I'm starting alliances. I know her. If I do this for that girl, she might do this for me. Was there a little bit of tactic? Of course, there always is. But I really wanted to go based on track record mostly, or what happened in the challenge. But there was a moment where I thought, oh, Cheryl is a girl that dances. I am a girl that dances. So that might be tricky when we have to do those challenges. Juju is phenomenal at Snatch Game. I'm not that great at Snatch Game, so I might create an alliance there, or I might but it all just happened in my mind. I never really put it out there and started to create this. But of course, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking about,
you're always thinking everything's ticking over.
For sure, yeah.
Category is Shadiest Queen.
Well, in that regard, we're going to have to give it to Blue Hydrangea because she was the shadiest one for eliminating the strongest bitch without thinking about it. And I always tell everybody and the children and everybody, shade is a good thing. Shade is really a way of dealing with pain and emotions. greatness. It is dealing with everything that comes to you in life. It's keeping each other sharp and on edge and on top of your game. It's not a bad thing, and I live for it. So
I think Blue's got Shadiest Queen in the bag.
Yeah, but also because sometimes she looks so innocent, and then she will make a comment, and everybody's just like,
right?
Wait, what? Even Mo said it was just like the cute ones always come really deep in, but yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's so true.
Well, Janey, you just missed out on reaching the final. How are you feeling about your elimination, babe?
I mean, it was sad not getting into the final, especially because I made top 2 in my first season, and I really wanted to live up to that one again, or either win, obviously. But when it happened, in that moment, I felt nothing more than happiness, gratitude, pride, not just for my sisters and how they were playing the game, because, I'm a strong lip syncer. And if it's a lip sync challenge that's coming, you should get rid of me, and you should keep Bag of Chips, because she's going to do that little sausage roll thing she did. And it's going to be and it's going to be very entertaining, but you can also win from that. So I think it's really smart. And they made me proud for playing that. And I was so proud of myself and my achievements in the show. And that's just what I left with. It's just grace, and
we really saw that. We really saw that. Did you think either Ju or Mo would save you at all?
Well, I don't. When you're there and you're looking at the lip sync happening and you're thinking about like what lipstick would I've chosen, you don't really think about it, or you try not to think about it, because it brought me back to being there the first episode where I was in the bottom with Lemon, and that was such a scary moment that I was just like, Janey, regardless of what happens, just let it happen and take it as it comes. Don't try to be like too much thinking about it, or too overthinking of like who might have picked me, who's gonna win, who's better. You're just enjoying the performance.
Absolutely. Being there is a whole whirlwind of thoughts anyway.
And it's a free drag show where you don't have to tip the bitch. So like, what's good?
Save them coins, baby. Save them coins.
Category is Best Look.
That's very hard because I have a couple that I really, really love. But I think if we look at the category and the category that had to be played, even though there was one that was a little bit more spectacular, I think that Mo Hart's Butch Queen was the best out of that category, was one of the most iconic ones we had this season. Although I don't want to discredit her Vegas look, which was freaking phenomenal, but her Butch was so to a T, and it really made everybody's balls just tinkle that I was like, yes, you got it, bitch.
Mo has been bringing it on the runway. And
not with the badges, but on the runway.
He's shady. I love that. Well, you did the impossible. You made Michelle like green.
Thank you. Can we acknowledge, please?
Can we click? Can we click? Can you tell us a bit about the inspiration behind the look? Because it was everything.
Thank you. I really wanted to do a Warhol moment. I really wanted to do something pop hard and create all of that moments together, but I wanted to make it more now. So we thought of doing a trench coat that's sort of similar to like the dress that Marilyn wore when she would the white blow up dress.
Yeah.
And I'm very proudly to say that it was made and constructed by Mama Queen from my first season of Drag Race Holland.
Yes, shout out to Mama Queen.
The bitch knows how to sew, and she knows how to make a good garment. It was gorgeous, and it's one of my favorite pieces. I'm finally happy that I can finally wear it as we speak. And it was really fun because it was something else that I've never done before. I took the wig, I painted it with acrylic paint, so it really looked like I was a walking piece of art, and I just had a really great time with it. But the trench coat is a daring color, but we made Michelle love it because I think it's the construction is just so great on it.
Yeah, it was such a look, and it really was art.
Thank you.
The judges, including Jade, came for you singing
Come to
but in the challenge, you turned it out. You did the damn thing. Looking back, what do you think of your performance, like in the challenge?
Well, I mean, okay, let me say this. It was the very first time for me ever to record anything. And then it's very intimidating being there with people who've done it, like the fellow queens who've, had amazing singles out there and amazing vocals and have recorded, especially in front of all of these camera people. And then somebody like Jay Thirlwall, who I'm such a fan of, and I've been to multiple Little Mix concerts, and it's just so surreal that I saw the keyhole, but I didn't know where the key was. But I'll try to get into it and I try to get through it. I think that I didn't take it too serious. I was really there to learn and experience. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm not going to be good at it, but let's do it. They have sprinkled so much good stuff over that vocal in the performance. I lived. I love the performance. I also think that in the end, if you see the performance with the group, it was hard to be like, oh, she was really horrible. You know, we were all great at what we do. Yeah, but it did inspire me to make my own music. And I'm very happy to announce that this Friday, my first single will drop. It is happening. It is happening. It's an amazing collaboration with a Dutch DJ called Lady B. It's a very cool classic house banger, and it's called Turned Heads, and they can all pre-save it now and see it everywhere. It's all over my social media. But it really inspired me, and I got to work on my vocal a little bit over the year, girl. So it was good.
Okay, I'm ready. Listen, let's run the track, DJ.
Yes.
Yes.
Category is Class Clown.
For sure, Bag of Chips.
Yeah.
You know, she really doesn't give a fuck sometimes, and it's wonderful. You know, it's as like sometimes as a professional, you're like, bitch, come on, but it's also inspiring because you're like, she can really, you know, take the joke out of every situation and have a really good time with it. And I think Cheryl is really a diva that knows that is really having a great time and is there for a good time and really enjoys herself with everything.
Now, we have to talk quickly just about your Snatch game character, James Charles.
An excuse for not having sex.
When they are not straight. Because, you know, I like them when they lay a little straight.
And you seemed a bit unsure of it during the whole episode. But how do you feel watching it back now? Now it's all in the past.
It wasn't my greatest performance. I prepared it really well, but I got really stuck in my head because of the conversation with Rue. And he was trying to explain to me about like layers and how an actress can do a certain character, but still be the actress and the other way around. And it's like, it just got me so confused. And I knew he was really trying to elevate me to a different level of me performing. I was so scared of that challenge and I got stuck in my head so crazy. And then I mean, they asked me, I went to Holland, I brought back, and I couldn't say fucking clogs, girl. I mean, I'm from that place. Like, how hard can it be? I had to make some stupid, like, I was really trying to be smart about jokes and be like, it's cheese, but it's STD. And I was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just no. The only thing that I didn't or don't appreciate so much online is people hating on the fact that I did do James Charles with the controversy. I understand that there was controversy around him, with him being young and his choices online while we filmed the show. There's a lot more that happened after we filmed the show, which was last summer, that made it a little bit worse. But I also believe in people being people, and we're all human beings, and we all learn from our mistakes, and we may not be the proudest, but we all, you know, he acknowledged and he apologized and he's working on himself to be a better person. And I think we should also focus on that and not so much on the negativity. We should stop calling him a pedophile. We should stop calling him a groomer. We should just acknowledge the fact that he makes mistakes and that he's young. And when you give young people a lot of power and a lot of money, they do really stupid things. And, you know, and they should let go of that. And and I'm not, that's the only defense I really want to give him. But yeah.
That's completely understandable because I don't have any money or any power and I make stupid things all the time.
Right. But you get acquitted for it because, you know, you're not in that position. And I understand where he's influencing these other people. But at the same time, I'm like, all of your hate that you're reflecting to all of these people now or to me, it also says something about yourself. And you also have to acknowledge the fact that that is also putting a bad influence on people by you hating, period.
On a positive note, what was your favorite challenge?
My favorite challenge that was, I always love a musical. I'm always here for a musical. I love performance. I love the whole production of it. You know, putting it all together. It's like almost doing an actual musical. But I loved this time around as well the sewing challenge because I never did one on my season. I really prepared hard for it. It's what I won my badge with. So I really exceeded myself and my own expectations. So that was I really loved doing that. Yeah.
You did amazing in both those challenges. So
that's why they're my favorites.
Category is Miss Congeniality.
Ooh.
No, I mean, it's hard because there's so many moments that, you experience in the studio that might not make it to the show, but there's also many moments that you see back and you're like, I wasn't part of that conversation, but I saw it happen. I think the miscongeniality in this season might be Jujubee, because I think that even though she wasn't the strongest Juju we know, she did give a lot of knowledge and a lot of support to the other queens, me, the conversation with Blue, the conversation with Baga. She was really there also to be like, I've done this so many times, and support on me and do all of that. And not to discredit it from Pangina, because Pangina, I think, had the same emotion as a miscongeniality, and she's such a grateful, beautiful human being and a beautiful soul. She was also just really focused on doing her thing, and she was doing really well. I think Juju all around.
Oh yeah, she's the queen of the people. Absolutely lovely, and she's been around the block. She's been around
several times,
darling. What has it meant to you to be on UK versus the World and this whole whirlwind experience?
It meant the world, and it still means the world. You know, I only got into the Drag Race universe and family very recently. Both of them in a pandemic, both of them so shortly after each other. But it really makes you grow and learn and experience, and that's what I think life is all about, and what makes me so happy to be alive as well. And that's what I love about getting older, where you just stop giving a fuck and you just do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that. The doubt is just gone, and you just go for it. And I was just so grateful to meet these girls and be around them, take all this knowledge, and them becoming my sisters. I loved doing a season in English because I'm so comfortable with English in my shows that it's hard for me to sometimes to do Dutch. So I'm like, oh, what does that word mean again? Like, it's almost my first language, which is kind of funny. So I was really happy to do that and expand my horizons into the world, and getting to, and spreading it out to so many more people. And now that we did the season, I get to travel and meet all of these amazing fans and beautiful people. Oh,
yeah. You are going to be here, there, and everywhere. Phenomenal.
Oh, baby, she is booked, busy, blessed, working.
Yeah, tick, 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 tick. Well, Janey, to finish off, we need a yearbook quote from you. And it could be absolutely anything you want to be remembered by.
The first thing that pops in my mind is what I said at the end of my audition video for Drag Race Holland, which was just, they went, "Do you want to say anything else to the judges?" And I was like, "Just suck a dick." But that's a little crazy for the yearbook. But I think I will. She's like, "No, that's great. I do want to say that because I think that really makes people feel better in life. Just suck a dick." But I loved what I wrote on the mirror, which we saw a little glimpse of, which is that life is one big fucking fantasy as long as you believe in it.
Oh,
which is true, right. Because I'm a woman and you can't tell me anything else.
You got nothing, baby. Yes. We're going to go with the mirror one then, yes.
It's a little bit more friendly, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's all right. I'll take the first one. Well, thank you so much, Janey. It's been so lovely to meet you. I can't wait to come and see you. I'll be there, front row. Let me know your single's going to drop. I'm ready.
It's coming on Friday. Check my Instagram. Yes. I just posted the artwork and it's coming on Friday. I can't wait for you to hear it. But thanks for having me. Lovely to meet you.
No, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you in person. Give you a nice big hug as well, and we'll have a shot as well.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little shot of tequila.
I know, that's right. Take care, my angel.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.